Hey, what's going on, guys? Doing a quick check-in here. We are on day 4 officially um, of not consuming alcohol. So, feeling pretty good. Still kind of tired and exhausted from the weekend. It's kind of crazy how long it takes you to recover after sleeping so poorly and drinking and just not being in routine. But pretty good every day. I'm kind of like 10% more energy, slowly improving, slowly getting better. Uh, really happy I stuck to my decision when I said I'm going to quit after the bachelor party. I was pretty scared and intimidated by that day one again. After having such a excitable weekend, I guess you could say, but made it through day one, have continued since. Every day is getting better, which is amazing. Uh, Other than day one, things have been pretty good, and I really attest that to the first 2 weeks that I had earlier in the month and through May. I think that really set me up for success for actually quitting this time around. So I'm very thankful for my previous self for choosing to do that. Um, but yeah, I don't really know what to talk about since it's my second day 4 video. Just is what it is, kind of going through the motions, focusing on exercising, eating well, drinking lots of water, sleep. Um, Actually, that kind of gives me an idea. When you stop consuming the thing you're addicted to, your brain finds something else that's more important. And in my case, it's looking for the things that I can optimize in my life to make myself healthier, feel better, improve my financial situation. Um, Not that I'm in like a dire problem or anything, but there's always ways to get better. You can always get in better shape. You can always save more money or make more money. You could always be happier, things like that. So, big takeaway I noticed when I'm not drinking is that I'm a lot more focused on actually caring about getting better sleep. I care more about what I eat. Um, More focused on exercising regularly. And, over time, these things will compound and make you a better person overall. So, another metaphor I was thinking earlier today while I was walking, just got back from my walk actually, um, that your struggles that you deal with, like anxieties, uh, things that you're stressed about, things you're putting off, um, just any issues in your life, I kind of connected them as like tabs in your internet browser. So, say you wake up, you have a few worries, you have 3 internet tabs open, and instead of going through each tab and dealing with that issue, acknowledging it, just listening to what it is, you decide to drink or something. And when you drink, you're essentially just minimizing your browser. Those tabs are still there. And you wake up the next day, your browser is open again, but now you have 5 tabs. Because the 3 from the day before you didn't acknowledge, you didn't solve. And every day, there's gonna be new worries that build up in your life. So now you have 5 tabs. And you say, well, 5 tabs is worse than 3, so I don't want to look at those either. So you drink again, your browser's minimized, you don't see the tabs anymore, so the worries are suppressed. They're not gone. Trust me, they're not gone. You'll see when you quit, all those things will come back. But anyways, the tab is minimized. You're drinking. You wake up day 3. Now you have 7 tabs open in your browser. So now you have 7 issues you have to deal with. And now just imagine you do this over and over again. Weeks, months, years. You quit after several months. You have 50 tabs in your browser. You have all these issues that have compounded over the months. Things that you've ignored, things that you've put off. All because you were drinking, and that drinking helped you hide those issues. But hiding it does not mean resolving. So when you stop the issues that you've been putting off are still there. And I think it's important to focus on tackling those issues one at a time. Sometimes they are not even an issue, they're just something you have to think about, something you have to acknowledge. But overall, that's kind of how I've been treating my days here in sobriety. Is every day I'll just kind of focus on the things that were giving me guilt in the past. So, eating less junk, exercising more. Obviously, I'm saving money by not buying alcohol, but I'm also being more mindful of my spending in other places. Even at work, my performance is improving. I'm focusing more on things I do at work, make sure, I'm proud of what I've done before I sign off for the day. I'm thinking about selling my vehicle. We have two, and me and my fiance both work from home, so we don't need two cars. And I remember last summer, I was trying to sell it last summer, but I just never followed through. I was drinking. I'll do it tomorrow. A year went by. That browser tab is still open on my internet browser, so that's something I have to take care of. And I think eventually, when you get those tabs to zero and you get one at a time, the issue is much easier to deal with because you don't have a whole backlog of things you have to do. You just have the one thing at hand you have to deal with, and you just kind of deal with it as it comes. It becomes easier. You become more confident. You get better at dealing with issues. And I think that realization kind of made it easier for me to get through my day-to-day things that I'm doing, as I almost see them as a long-term thing to help me succeed and be happier in my life in general, healthier and more fulfilled. So I just wanted to share kind of that thought with you guys. Hopefully that made sense to some extent. I know I'm bad for rambling and I'm not the best at speaking my mind, so making these videos is kind of an avenue for me to improve that skill as well. And that's partially why I started the channel. But overall, I'm grateful for this channel. I'm grateful for all of you watching this, and I will continue staying sober. I feel really good right now in the place I'm in. I'm confident going forward. I know overconfidence isn't the best sometimes, and relapses can always happen, but for now, I'm just going to do my best moment to moment and see how long I can take it. One foot in front of the other and walk as far as you can. See you guys in the next one.